Just start streaming. Remember, I'm streaming first, making sure we're all good. Get the stream going.
I want Lio Rush to come back.
He's on his way. He's on his way back, and also great color commentating. Let's just bring him into Japan so that he can do the commentary.
And then at the end, he could attack Taiji Ishimori and take the title.
Ooh, Taiji Ishimori versus Lio Rush.
I think that happened last year on like some random strong show, and it was very good.
That's possible. I don't know if it was a. I don't remember. I'll
you know what they should do?
They
should put up Battle of Los Angeles. That was the last time he wrestled.
On what? What show?
Bozj. Nope, not Bozj. Bola. Bozj is just stuck in my head at this point.
Never heard of it.
Oh yeah, they did wrestle. Lio Rush beat Taiji Ishimori. So what you're saying is he has a claim to the title.
He may have.
Wait, what the fuck do you mean, Mike? Oh man, remember when Lio Rush was in AEW? That was fucking great for that fucking week. That was
popped in real quick.
Oh. Did not want to hear that coming through my screen. It was me.
All right, you ready to start the show?
Yeah. Did you start the music?
I'm about to. In 3, 2, 1.
Hot boy summer. They bring the torture. Show uses a wrench. And then there's Dick Togo. Doo, doo, doo. And Yujiro. Doo, doo, doo. Cause it's hot boy summer.
Hot boy summer.
Hot boy summer.
A hot boy summer. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio. I'm your host, Ryan Knightstein. With me as the auteur musician, Scotty Edwards. Scotty.
I was about to make a complaint. I was like, oh, man, we don't listen to Born for Greatness. Now I know why. I didn't need it.
You didn't need it. You already got a song.
It was a hot boy summer to kick off the show. Oh,
you got a song that was already better than Born for Greatness.
It's funny because I had it in my mind going into this recording. I was like, he's going to play it. And then you didn't until right as the theme song ended. And I was like, damn, that got me. That was funny. Oh, boy. What a week.
What a week.
That was only a week ago.
Yeah.
That tells me all I need to know. I have allergies going on. I might die over here. I think I had like 3 hours of sleep. This is going to be a hell of an episode, ladies and gents. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to Ring Post Radio. We got a big old show. Episode 40. Can you believe it, Scotty? Episode 40 of Ring Post Radio.
You know what comes after 40?
41?
42.
There's no number higher than that, though. There's no number higher than 42.
None. But the fact we're almost at 50... That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Wait, is 50 higher than 42?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then 50. Is. 50 is the highest number.
50 is actually when Ring Post Radio dies, everybody.
50 is the highest number of all time. There's no number higher than 50.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because most podcasts get to like 20. And then they're like, all right, that was a good run.
Yeah. I mean, unless we get to like 52, which is how many weeks there are. 52. Is that the highest number?
According to Eric Bischoff, I believe it's 83, actually.
Holy shit, that number's way higher than 52.
Yeah, but that's where it ends, and then you kind of lose the rest of your credit because you only had 83 weeks of relevance.
Yeah, that's right. 83, highest number of all time.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you in for joining us on our quest to 83 episodes, 83 weeks of Ring Post Radio. I'm right next to that, Scotty. We already did the introductions. I think we did. It feels like we got right into it and forgot the intro, but we also did the intro. So I'm all over the place.
I mean, it's a hot boy summer.
It's a hot boy summer.
What else does anyone need to know?
Exactly right.
It's actually a Bullet Club summer, but to me, it's just a hot boy summer.
Well, the Bullet Club summer is going to lead into the hot boy summer.
Yeah, when they turn babyface and the biggest baby faces in New Japan, all of a sudden, can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait whatsoever.
Did you see any of the Best of the Super Juniors press conference?
Like what? I watched I saw pictures and one video of what was it? Kanemaru talking to Taguchi about his butt.
Well, there was a clip from it where Sho just walks up to the thing and is like, "Have you seen these people? I'm going to beat them all and win." Thank you. And then he walks away.
All right.
I was like, this guy is fucking tapped. I love him.
I love it. Well, yeah, we got a big show here for you all. Like, honestly, like...
Well, it's a big show.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about because a lot of things happened this week, of course, as you all know.
A lot of things happened in like the past 24 hours.
It's also very true. So what we have on the docket, whether or not we get to it all, we'll find out. What we have on the docket is a little bit of a Rev Pro Epic Encounters preview, review of WrestleMania Backlash, Day 1 review. I saw Best of Super Juniors Day 1 this morning, so I'll be talking about that. New Japan's Capital Collision show, which was really, really good. Just a fantastic show, I thought. Some news announcements, and of course, our top story regarding Kota Ibushi, the big, ginormous, out of the blue news story from this week. So we'll be talking.
I was looking forward to the Stardom discussion, but I guess we could start with the bigger one.
Well, actually, the Stardom discussion is what we're going to start off with. We always start with the news.
So we're going to start off with something nice.
Yeah, we always start with the news first before we get into the full big topics.
I thought we were getting to the Kota Ibushi explosion. So.
No, the Kota Ibushi explosion. We need to get more in depth on these. These are our quick hits, quick thoughts about some topics that I thought came up. But let's talk about some of those quick hits first. I just initially want to shout out the former Kagetsu. I want to shout that out as well.
Yushino.
Yes, fully
happy for him.
Fully transitioning to what's their name again? Is
Yushino.
Yushino. So congratulations to the former Kagetsu.
Congratulations.
Very excited.
Video was great.
Yes. Yeah, video was great. Now I want to see. Now can we see Ashino wrestle? I want to see what Ashino's style of wrestling is. If that ever happens. Let's see what else we got. Other news bits. Sad news coming from the West Coast. Nicole Savoy. Did you see this one? Nicole Savoy. Scotty, did you see this?
No.
Officially has announced her retirement from wrestling.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Last night at a Hood Slam show.
Damn. Nicole Savoy. Nicole Savoy is an interesting one. I always thought she never got to go somewhere and show how good she was, it felt like. I mean, she was in, she had multiple moments, but she never, latched on with the company that I at least remember. Yeah, that's sad. Because I thought she, on her good days, was really, really good.
I always thought that, like, she hit her peak, like, mid-2010s, I feel like. And then, like, then she started having injuries and stuff, and then it just kind of slowed her down. And she got some Ring of Honor spots, got some AEW spots, but then, like, nothing ever became of those, obviously. So it's just like, it's kind of disappointing because it's like, she would have been a great asset, 5-10 years ago. But in the past couple of years, I don't know. I feel like she's just been. I mean, I guess she's sort of been recognizing that since she's retiring, but it's upsetting because I always thought she was really good. Past couple of years, maybe not as much, but I think that's just injuries slowing her down. So upsetting news.
Indie scene taking a big hit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we also got some big news about the announcement. We already knew it was coming, but big news with the help of a friend of the show I believe this is at Scott E Wrestling, friend of the show.
Shout out me. Shout out me.
Put together quite the list of the 5-star Grand Prix field so far.
It was tiring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you so talk to us? What's new about this year's 5-star? Before we go through the new members,
what isn't new? So we're up to 26 now instead of the 20-person field. That's exciting, and it felt necessary because obviously Stardom has added a lot of new talent, and it kind of, they could have done 20. They could have squeezed 20 in, but they had a lot of goals they wanted to do this year. They wanted to get Rossi said last year he wanted Hanan in the tournament. So we already knew that was happening. They had the additions of Hazuki, Mirai, Tekla, list goes on and on. And then there was just the fact that the tournament's kind of Stardom's big sell for the year now. Especially after last year, where I think a lot of people jumped in and saw a lot of great matches. So now we're up to 26. 22 have been announced. 3 will wrestle in a mini tournament, or 3 will be not announced, but
able
3
to
will
win.
Be determined.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 will be determined through a 10-person mini tournament that is happening during the month of June, which is pretty cool.
Which I presume the top 3 of whatever block.
Yeah.
Is that mini tournament?
It's a 1-person block.
1-person block, round robin style?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it seems. And then there is one special guest, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But if you want to go through the field, then I will give my thoughts on anything that is different other than, the usual.
Sure. So the field so far, of course, got Mayu Iwatani, Kagama, Hazuki, Hanan, Azame, Utami Hayashishida, Saya Kamatani, Momo Watanabe, Saki Kashima, Starlight Kid, Julia, Maika, Himika, Natsupoi, Tekla. I love it. Tam Nakano, Mina Shirakawa, Unagi Sayaka, Shuri, Mirai, and then, of course, Suzuki and Risa Sera.
Yeah, they're the big ones, obviously.
Pretty big ones there.
Yeah, you kind of want to talk about how, Stardom has all these wrestlers, and they have so many wrestlers now, and they still made sure to get at least 2 outsiders in, and obviously, I mean, if you saw my Twitter feed last night, you know how excited I am. I don't think I used every character possible to yell Suzuki's in the 5-star because Suzuki is in the 5-star. If you've seen Suzuki wrestle in these, I think she's had 3 matches now in Stardom, you've learned very quickly how good she is, even against Mai Sakurai. I think she gave Mai Sakurai the match of her career so far.
That's her. I heard about that.
Yeah, Suzu's set, and then Risa Sera is a lot of fun too. Obviously, she has a title match coming 2 weeks from yesterday against Shuri, so that's pretty cool. Prominence, they're as close to signed as can be without being signed.
Yeah, they've become fairly prominent in this promotion, I would say.
I mean, if Rossi could, he would sign Suzuki to the biggest money deal in Stardom history. Oh, that's half true.
Hey, I mean, Stardom's got the money now. I saw that they had even another banger year in finance.
Yeah, I mean, when you lead most attendances, like New Japan's the only person or only company legitimately in front of them, and even then, they're beating them in some numbers. So it's like, Like I think they beat the New Japan Cup final the same day they were running an event, or the day before. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Or maybe it was the semifinals because Okada versus Naito was happening on there, and people were like, "Holy shit!"
That's true. Then the mini tournament that's happening, that 10-person mini tournament that's happening with the top 3 going on into the main block. I feel like everyone has at least one person that they're like, oh yeah, this person. It'll probably be.
I feel bad for the people that are getting their hopes up over certain people.
Well, we'll talk about it. We got Saya Ida, Momo Kogo, Hina, Lady C, Miyu Amasaki, Ruaka, Rina, Mai Sakurai, Waka Tsukiyama, and Ami Sourei. Ami Sourei. Yeah. So Saya Ida 100% is in the tournament.
Yeah.
Is in the 5-star.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy. Yeah. Easy. Yeah, you read through the names and you're like, oh, well, she's in. Cool. Sounds good.
So that means 2 left. 2 left.
I think Ami Sourei is a pretty good guess because of how protected she is with God's Eye, and they clearly are just pushing God's Eye, and she's higher on the totem pole than the rest.
Yeah.
And then this is where we got fun. People like, Miyu Amasaki would be cool. Love Lady C. A few people said Waka. I said no, not a shot. It's gonna be Mai Sakurai. Just be prepared. It's gonna be Mai Sakurai.
When I look at these 3, I was actually gonna think Saya Ida, Mai Sakurai, and Lady C. That was my 3 that I was picking that I could see, because Lady C's been on here for a while. They've always kind of liked her. I figured put her in there.
I don't know. Ami Sourei hasn't lost yet. So going into this mini tournament with a bunch of wrestlers that are debatably below her, I feel like it'll be impossible for her not to get enough points if we're going points.
It's true. She would have to get screwed over or lose cleanly by a couple.
They're high on multiple people in this mini tournament, which is interesting to me.
That part is very true.
Yeah, like they're very high on. They're pretty high on Momo Kogo. They're high. Well, obviously they're high on Miyu Amasaki. I mean, you want to talk about news bites this week, guys? Kairi's coming back, and that is Miyu Amasaki's next fucking match. Not singles, but
tag.
It's a match nonetheless, which is crazy.
Yep.
But listen, like her versus Hanan, I said last night. Her versus Hanan's like the biggest Future of Stardom title match ever. It's a matter of when. So obviously she could make it. And Trial by Fire always goes really well. Which I think, if you really want to get crazy, you could put her in there. But yeah, Ida sounds like the layup, and then Mai Sakurai probably, because why can we have nice things?
And then of course the 26th participant is a quote special guest. Scotty, who do you think the special guest is?
I would be stunned if it's anyone besides Kairi. Like, I don't know. I just feel this is the kind of thing you kind of hold in a little bit, because now it makes people guess, makes people think, and they know how little we know about Kairi's contract. Kairi literally wrestled that Stardom World Climax show back-to-back days, then disappeared. Everyone said, you and me talked about a few weeks ago, what's happening with Kairi? I was like, I don't know. Like, they know what they're doing here with this, and
she's the Brock Lesnar of
yeah. I mean, she could do whatever the hell she wants, but to be interesting, I will give a few options that aren't Kairi.
Well, can I just speak on the special guest thing before you talk about the other options? Is that I agree. I think Kairi would be awesome in here and a great spot to put her in, right? But why announce her for a tag match and then not announce her here? That's what holds me up. I get what you're saying completely, of like,
save it for the press conference.
So yes,
what they do.
But then why just announce her for a random tag match?
Well, the random tag match was her return match again, because obviously she had the ear thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I honestly, she probably missed a show or two that she was supposed to be on. I'm guessing because of that.
Probably.
So I don't know. I mean, you're talking about special guests. Who could be a special guest?
Yeah.
She has been kind of the special guest of the year. We don't know, again, we don't know her contract, but if it's not her,
yeah.
I did see people bring up the idea of a Western wrestler, and I said, okay, well, there's very few options that interest me. So instantly, here's the three I thought of.
Sure.
I could see Jamie Hayter, who has hinted at wanting to go back to Stardom. I could easily see Tony Khan let that happen.
Yeah. Someone that can lose and win matches.
Yep. I said Athena. Athena's definitely an option. She's calling herself the American Joshi after all. Dakota Kai came to mind because of her previous time in Stardom. I felt like she could be a big enough name. I did ask myself if Io Shirai was still signed to WWE because I actually had no idea.
She's injured, I believe.
Oh, that's so sad.
I saw somewhere where it was a picture of a bunch of the Japanese talent from AEW and all of them and WWE all hanging out, and someone saw in the picture that Io Shirai was wearing a boot.
Oh, that's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, either way, it wasn't going to actually be here.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously outsiders from Japan that are always possible.
What about Tony Storm? You mentioned Tony Storm.
I would be shocked if Tony Khan let Tony Storm go to AEW for a 3-month run.
That is true. It is a very long run.
She seems pretty positioned to be one of their main women.
Yeah,
off the bat.
And Jamie Hayter is someone that you can send over to Stardom for 3 months, especially if they do the Britt Baker Jamie Hayter breakup.
Exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. It's like I saw some people say Tony Storm, but there's just no way that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Dakota Kai as an option. I don't know when
should fit well.
When's the 5 stars start?
July 30th. Right?
So she would totally be available.
Yeah, that's easily something they could have discussed already. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping obviously Kyrie, because that would be 12 Kyrie matches, assuming the blocks are split 13-13. I can't see them go any other way. It would make negative sense. So yeah, let's hope Kyrie, and then we'll see what else. Obviously last year was Takumi Iroha, so the outsider in Japan is always available as well.
That is true. I just like the idea of it being a Western person simply because there hasn't been a Western person in Stardom in years.
That makes one of us.
I guess that's true. No, yeah. All right. 5-star Grand Prix. Excited. We'll obviously have more about that probably in a couple months from now. I mean, when's the press conference for the 5-star? It's not for a while, right?
I'm sure it's not. Yeah, no, I don't think it's probably not until after this pay-per-view. I'm guessing somewhere in
May?
Late June?
Oh, I forgot it's May now.
Yeah.
It's like May. It's May, right?
I'm gonna guess well, they announced it so early.
Yeah, that's what surprised me.
Like when I saw the announcement, I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, cool."
It makes sense if they're doing the mini tournament to announce it this early.
Yeah.
But it is still like, oh, all right, interesting.
Well, the mini tournament ends on the 28th, so either they'll probably wait till after that.
Yeah, but to have the full press conference, with all
that way
26.
You don't have to invite the scrubs anymore.
Exactly right.
But don't make it.
Exactly. Well, let's move on to the next big topic. First big topic here, and it was about Kota Ibushi. So, very interesting week with this whole story. A wild, crazy story. Kota Ibushi of New Japan went to Twitter and expressed frustration with New Japan management. He tweeted pictures of text conversations he'd had with talent relations departments. He's just tweeted out insane things that are either real or fake, or literally like no one knows. And it's been the great work of the Twitter translator teams to get it all out there. So Golden Kuma, I believe, is one of them. Shout out to them because they've been doing God's work. Basically one of two people translating all of this story as it's happening, which as have people have said, like, you know, it's already tough. One, it's you're translating meaning of Japanese to English, but two, people have said before that a Kota Ibushi, even speaking Japanese to him is hard sometimes because of how weird and quirky and how he is not using, I guess, proper Japanese or whatever is what I read. So it's very hard, I guess, to understand exactly what Ibushi is saying. But basically, this is coming from the Wrestling Observer that he's expressing his frustration of New Japan management, including being upset that he felt he was being rushed back too early by New Japan in December for Wrestle Kingdom. He felt that he was getting rushed too early to get back, and that he was not ready for a shoulder injury that he suffered in October. He then was ready to come back for the New Japan Cup, and they were booking him. They even booked him to win the whole damn thing. And then at the last second, New Japan Talent Relations Department pulled him out, and this all falls.
So that means I was right. I was right.
You were. In hindsight, yes, Scotty was completely right on the New Japan Cup predictions. You called reality what's supposed you called a multiverse.
Am I in the front office of New Japan? No, I'm not, Kota. I am not.
I don't know if I would say that right now.
Kota, I am not. I promise. So I am not.
Basically, all of this falls down onto this one guy named Kikuchi. Apparently, there's actually two Kikuchis that Voices of Wrestling stated on their report that they slightly confused. But the whole like merch thing that looks to be a separate Kikuchi thing. But this whole situation is this guy named Kikuchi, who Ibushi tweeted out pictures of text conversations with him, where Kikuchi threatened to end Ibushi's contract with New Japan because he showed up at a Just Tap Out show on March 4th. Unannounced, just showed up at the show, didn't wrestle, was just there. And they threatened to end his contract. It's very ugly and it's all over the place. But Scotty, what do you think about this whole situation?
I don't like it. I don't like any of it. I'm mostly confused because we really don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. I'm kind of sad because I honestly have no idea if we'll ever see Kota Ibushi wrestle again. I'm also sad because this dirty laundry type stuff is never good. It's never good. If what everything Ibushi's saying is true, which we kind of know some of it is, obviously with him being injured still, we know the New Japan Cup stuff especially is real. It's just so sad to think about how we've gotten to this point. I mean, a year ago, Kota Ibushi was the man to create the IWGP World Title. You know, he was given that power. You know, he was the first. And now we're at a point where this guy may never wrestle in New Japan again. And he won back-to-back G1s, has been in the final of 4 of them. He was clearly a guy that they believed a lot in. And I mean, this Kikuchi guy definitely seems sus. not gonna act like he's not. I don't know what to think. Halfway through the story, like throughout the week, I was like, I don't know, man. I just hope Kota's okay. I hope, you know, his career isn't over, because clearly, I mean, I don't think you do all this unless you kind of want to wrestle again. You don't, I feel like, because he's talking about his contract ending, blah, 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 blah. Like, it seems like he did not want that to happen. Otherwise, you don't really bring it up. I don't know what to think, Ryan. I am so confused. I am so lost. I don't think anyone knows what to think because it's just such a.
It's still happening.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's happening.
We're in the
live.
midst of it, and I don't know what to feel. I just hope. I hope the solution is prettier than the process of getting there, because it has not been. It has been ugly. It has been very ugly. It's been very confusing. I don't think anyone knows what to think because obviously, like you said, no one really knows how Ibushi works. And it's like, okay, let's just wait and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing it's very still up in the air. It's very still active. It's an active volcano that we're all reporting on, basically. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, It's just like, who the heck knows? Things are trying to get smoothed out. Ibushi, I mean, you said, like, you would think, like, you would only do this if you don't want to wrestle anymore. It's like, this guy desperately wants out of his contract. He does not want to be in New Japan anymore. He does not want to deal with it. He has heat with Kikuchi. He's got heat with, like, Taichi and Takamichinoku.
Taka,
yeah. That's the thing, is, like, ultimately, this whole situation, and of course, other things that got tweeted out, whatever. Upper management, Bushiroad, is now probably stepping in, saying, "This is bad. We have to figure this shit out because this is bad, right?"
Yeah.
To not go in more of those details.
Meltzer added on one of the observer boards that Gato was trying to fix it.
Yeah,
like legitimately. So that's worth noting as well. Also, supposedly Gato isn't the booker anymore.
No, he is still the booker.
Oh, I got very confused in all of this.
No,
they were saying how Kikuchi's like he has a lot of power, obviously, and it was a confusing time.
I've heard two different interpretations. Both of them still involve Gato as the main booker, but it's either that, like, Gato is the booker, or there's, like, a team of people and Gato has final say.
Yeah,
like Kikuchi,
that's
Togo,
what it seems like.
Jado,
That's definitely what it seems like more than anything.
Yeah.
Nowadays, as we know, with Mr. Togo.
So yeah, it's this whole thing of just, I mean, my opinion of it is, like, no matter what, someone's getting fired. Is it Ibushi? That just solves that, I guess. Kikuchi, potentially. Could Taicha and Takamichinoku get something? I have no idea. Is Gato in trouble? I have no idea. Like, someone.
I think Taichi is fine.
Someone in this management situation is totally getting fired.
Taichi's definitely fine. I think, like,
yeah, I think that's just heat between.
Pretty well known what happened there.
Yeah,
like, everyone knew that already.
And Taka also ate their punishment, I guess.
I mean, it does feel like Kota's the odd man out. It does. I mean, I don't know how he wouldn't be, but at the same time, you would think Bushiroad has an understanding that Kota Ibushi is a very popular wrestler, and he's probably going to be favored. You would think in the end, because if you have a guy that's kind of calling out this one guy more than anyone else, maybe he's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Again, obviously Ibushi is a different cat, as they like to say. But I don't know where it's going. I really don't. I don't know if Kota Ibushi will wrestle again. I don't know if he'll wrestle this year. I don't know if he'll wrestle in New Japan again. I don't know. I just hope he's okay, because he doesn't seem to be having a good time in any way. His injury obviously was bad. Obviously, as we saw, we had to see it ourselves, and we remember them saying, "Oh yeah, he'll be out 2 months." And then I remember when Wrestle Kingdom was coming around, we were like, "All right, where's Kota Ibushi?" And now we're sitting here in May, and we know where Kota Ibushi is, and he's not wrestling.
No,
he probably won't be anytime soon.
And he not only is he not wrestling, but the guy is, like, being told to get ready, and so he's like, "All right, I'll try to get ready. I'm not going to be because my shoulder start." Like, I understand, like, his frustration of just, like, getting he's getting fucked with, right? It's like that's ultimately what's coming down to. It's just like he's like, all right, I'll get ready, but I don't think I'm ready. I'm thinking with my shoulder I'm ready. And so he's like does whatever he can to get ready, and they're like, no, we're not gonna have you. It's like, whatever, okay. And then he's like, all right, I'm ready. And then like as soon as he's about to walk out of the curtain, he's like, ooh, sorry, man. Minor concern from the doctor. And it's just like this whole thing. It does sound like when you said it sounds like Kikuchi is the guy that put the blame on it. Apparently part of that VOW report is that like Kikuchi tends to pick people to do stuff like this too. Like pull him out from things or whatever. So Ibushi seems like one of those guys, and potentially it sounds like there might be other people that he has kind of just fucked around with. And if that's the case, you get that guy out of your locker room.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I'm gonna make if we were making a prediction, I do think Kota Ibushi wrestles in New Japan again.
Yeah, I mean I don't know if it's gonna be like the next year, but like
I don't know,
maybe like 5 years from now or something. Like like I could see the result of this being like Kikuchi and Ibushi are fired, and then we'll blow it over, and then Ibushi might come back in at some point.
Yeah, the interesting with Ibushi, right, is if he leaves, where does he go?
He's already said
he's not going to go to AEW.
Apparently there's a report saying he doesn't want to leave Japan.
Right. Go back to DDT, I guess.
Which he's already also tweeted out saying he doesn't want to go back to DDT.
Right. It's like,
so that
if you don't want to go back to DDT,
so what you're saying is
you don't want to leave.
So what you're saying is there's a nice emerald green ring that needs a new star.
They'll go to Dragon Gate.
Bushi and
that would be sick.
Holy shit, that would be really good.
That'd actually be the best case scenario.
Oh my god, that'd be very good. Oh man. I mean, he could. I mean, essentially, he could go to AEW, like, and just live in Japan.
Yeah, but I just feel like that would hurt the relationship.
Yeah, that is something that, like, it's almost like with AEW,
unless they had an agreement, like Tony Khan was like, "Hey, we're gonna bring him in." You know, is that okay?
I mean, which admittedly could be possible. I mean, Ibushi's issues are not necessarily with the wrestlers; they're just with this one guy, right?
Yeah, that's the thing for me. It's like,
well, there are some wrestlers he has issues with.
Oh yeah, but like I'm absolutely on Ibushi's side here.
Yeah, me too.
Like everything about it's so believable because we literally watched him get announced for the New Japan Cup.
Which, to be fair, most of this is coming from one side, though, right? I mean, to be fair to the reporting, it's coming from Ibushi's side, not this Kikuchi guy or whatever.
Yes, but he was announced for the New Japan Cup.
Yep.
He wasn't ready.
Nope.
He still isn't ready. He hasn't come back yet. I mean, like, they were just hoping and praying that he was somehow ready for this. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, no, this, we're not doing this. I'm not wrestling. My shoulder he can still barely, like he has said, he was at 80% last time he said something. Mm-hmm. And like,
I think
if he just got to 80%, I don't expect him to be ready to go. And the report where it said if he's not at Dominion, he'll get fired. I don't believe that for a second. Especially like if New Japan wants, they will keep Kota Ibushi. I think I saw Kota say he's meeting with Abari, and I think Abari will do probably anything he can to keep Kota. Yeah. Listen, New Japan's heating back up again.
Yeah.
Finally. Now, don't get me wrong. Having Bullet Club be every fucking champion isn't necessarily the way I'd go, but they're heating up again. They're gaining steam.
But Scotty, the New Japan is back and Bullet Club have all the titles. There's a correlation here. There's a correlation that with New Japan back, it means Bullet Club having all the gold.
Yeah, okay. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it without Kota Ibushi if you can. You don't want to do it without him. Like, you want him there. You want the Golden Star to be a part of your main event scene. If you can get him back listen, I think if I'm New Japan, I'm easing on Kota Ibushi and trying to get him back.
Yeah.
Like,
Which it sounds like they're trying of Gato and stuff.
Like, just hope he's back for the G1 at this point. Like, that's all you should just hope for. Like, just give him the time. Let him rest. Let him get it, get rid of Kikuchi. Get him out of here. Just clearly that you guys can work without him.
Yeah.
Obviously. I don't think he's going to break the back of New Japan if he's gone. He just doesn't seem like the best. And like you said, if he's messing with more than just Kota Ibushi, then all right.
All the more reason.
There's your problem. Get rid of it. And hopefully I just hope we see Kota Ibushi wrestle again, because dude's awesome. Like, the dude's, like, selfishly, the dude's awesome. And I saw people talking about, like, will we ever see Kota Ibushi wrestle again? I don't know what to think about this. I just hope he is okay at the end of the day, because all of this kind of sucks.
Yeah, and I feel bad for somebody, because you don't want to be in a job that is just fucking with you, and just like management, upper management, are not telling you anything. You're just gonna hate it, and you're gonna hate yourself. And it's just, I mean, and you talk about the physical stuff he's going through. This mental health stuff is also probably. I mean, there's no reports on that. It's just my own subjecture based on my own personal life. But I have to imagine this guy is also going through a lot of mental health struggles right now, and I totally feel for him, totally empathize with the guy.
Absolutely,
it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
I don't really know how you can think anything else, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just feels that way at this time, and all we can hope is that Kota Ibushi and New Japan figure it out one way or the other.
Yeah. In the meantime, they'll keep having good shows, keep having good wrestling.
I just remembered the last thing that happened. He's probably not going to be back in Japan.
What was the last thing that happened? The last big tweet. I don't know what to read. I don't know what to read in any of those tweets.
I'm just saying, if there was a reason he wasn't back in New Japan this year, that could be it.
Part of that tweet makes me feel like it was a mistranslation somewhere, because that's way
everyone kind of was. Yeah,
it's like, whoa.
Even like the translators were like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to touch that one. I don't know what's happening with that.
Nope. No. So yeah, let's just move on. I don't want to touch it either.
Yeah. Let's talk about New Japan continuing to have good television shows. Oh crap. Yeah, we got a lot of New Japan conversation, so maybe we'll splash in a couple other things. But New Japan Capital Collision happened last night in Washington, D.C., basically my hometown, 514, in the Entertainment and Sports Arena. What a terrible name for a show. Can we talk about that? What a terrible name for an arena. But they had a really good show.
Well, is it wrong?
What's that?
Is it wrong?
No, it's right. It's called the Entertainment and Sports Arena. It's a bad name.
No, that's my point. Like, it's very correct. That's exactly what that arena is.
I thought this was a very good show, Scotty. Overall thoughts? What did you think of the show?
Yeah, very good show. I thought it had 4 standout matches, actually. One match surprised me a little bit in a good way. Mm-hmm. And then the first couple matches I checked out were also pretty good. So overall, another win. I thought on paper this necessarily wasn't their strongest US show ever, but it will go down as one of their best for sure.
Totally agree. Well, let's start off with the most newsworthy match. And that was probably your main event, where it was the IWGP US Heavyweight title match, with Juice Robinson winning the match and defeating Hiroshi Tanahashi, Moxley, and Ospreay, pinning Ospreay in another Ospreay-like referee.
His
situation.
foot was under the rope.
It was under the ropes, people. What are you doing over here? So Juice Robinson wins. He's your new IWGP US Heavyweight Champion.
Say it right. Rock hard. Juice Robinson.
What did he also call himself? The booster. The booster.
Yeah, the booster. He is the booster shot of Bullet Club.
He's the rock hard booster, which now hold on, guys.
No, I know why he wasn't. Never mind. I could go so many ways. I'm not going to.
God, gotta get that OnlyFans juice. I know you're off social media, but you gotta get that OnlyFans. I'm guessing
TJP isn't a big fan of
him. Anyways, Juice Robinson, what do you think of this match, Scotty?
Oh man, it was great. Nice car. It was the car crash match. You know, New Japan doesn't do these types of matches a lot, but when they do, they're a lot of fun. I didn't think it was the match of the night. Actually, I thought there was another match that I had over it, but number two on the night, I thought was great. You know, everyone really got their moment to shine. The only complaint I have is that Will Ospreay did something fucking crazy, and I never got to see it. I was like everyone screams, and they're like, "Wow!" And you know, Riccaboni on the call instantly made the show better. By the way, shout out Ian Riccaboni, the best in the biz. I love that he's doing these, by the way.
Me too.
And he announced it perfectly. And I was like, "What happened? What happened?" They just show like Ospreay sitting there like this, and I was like, "Oh, we're not gonna see it, are we?" Yeah. No, we're not. No, we never did.
Riccaboni immediately saying, "Maybe we'll have a replay if we can get a replay up soon." And then like more shit happened. It's like, oh, never mind. We're never gonna get
a replay. Yeah, this match never slowed down. It was action. I thought there was a new champion about 17 times. Yeah. That was probably the best part. You know, you never really knew who was winning, which was great. And Tanahashi was awesome. Obviously, Moxley was awesome. Moxley's having himself a hell of a year, by the way. Like, if you want to talk non-FTR guys in AEW, I think he's kind of him and Hangman are probably like right there for AEW Wrestler of the Year. I think they are killing it this year. Mm-hmm. This was just another great match that Moxley was involved in, and yeah, it was awesome. Ospreay was Ospreay, obviously. Him and Moxley have really good chemistry. Yeah. I love their singles match, and they were really good in here. And then Juice walking out and new. I guess it wasn't really shocking in the end, like when you thought about it, like, oh, he's the new.
It was shocking in the moment, but then when you sat there and thought about it, you're like, no, that makes sense. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Now Bullet Club has the IWGP United States Champion, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles, and the never 6-man open weight, whatever the fuck you want to call them. That's it. Now they just don't have the world title or the junior tag titles.
Mm-hmm. Unless they also don't have the never. Unless they can convince Takuchi to join.
Maybe they should. Well, they have the never open weight, and then Tama Tonga won that. So
that's true. That is true. Yeah, no, I thought this match was a fantastic main event. Completely agree with your point about how it felt several times. It was Scotty, perfect. It was a perfect main event for me. 15-minute main event, constant action. Everyone's hitting their finishers back to back to back. Exactly what you said. You had no idea who was going to win it. You thought there was a new champion in seven different times. It was the perfect way, I say it again, perfect way to do these sort of fatal four-ways, these multi-man matches, is make it that sort of, you know, they had a whole conversation about it. Is it a marathon? Is there a sprint? I don't really know, but to me, it feels definitely like a sprint because it is like we're going back to back to back. As a fan, I feel like I'm watching a sprint.
Tanahashi's out of his fucking mind, by the way.
Yes.
This dude's still doing the high fly flow through a table.
And that table breaking. Oh crap! It just got super orange where I am. My screen.
Whoa!
I'm in California in 2020.
Oh my god!
Let me fix that. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. No. So it was very good. That table spot from Tanahashi was insane. Like, it's just like, all right, here we go. He goes off, and then just the table explodes.
He's out of his mind. Yeah. He's also like, everyone can have their own greatest of all time, but like, he's about to reach the level where it's almost indisputable. Like, this dude's doing this at, how old is he? 44 now?
Tanahashi? Here, pull it up. He is 45.
Yeah, and this dude's like having he just had that Ishii match at Wrestling Dotaku that multiple people are calling the match of the year.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing this. I understand his title reigns have been short. This was 14 days. He had the title for 14 days. But put him in any situation, this dude's gonna deliver and deliver and deliver. You have this crazy car crash of a match. Guess what? He's still stuck out. He's still delivering. It's insane. He is insane. But I do want to add that Juice Robinson won with the KOD. He didn't win with the Unprettier. I don't know I forget what the move's actually called.
The main squeeze.
Main squeeze, yeah, sure.
I think that's it.
The rock hard.
Yeah, but he ultimately won with the KOD. I wonder if let me see if I can see what they called it.
Yeah, it's the move Hameka also uses. I still don't know what it's called besides KOD. But that's what he won with, and he's the new champion.
He calls it the rock slide.
The rock slide. Okay. Now I can't help but think and ask you, Ryan. Is Jay White winning this goddamn title?
No, he's not. Totally not.
You think that's where it stops?
I think I was contemplating your thing about how Bullet Club has all the titles, and I think they're doing that as a teaser of Jay White might get it because Bullet Club has the titles. I don't think he's gonna win it. I would not take the title off of Okada at this point. Now, could they? Sure. Would it be fine? I don't know. With COVID, I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put your world title on Jay White with COVID still happening. Japan is loosening up, but they could tighten up that collar at any point. So
I just don't think I would.
I wouldn't
crown Okada.
Yeah,
I think that's the big thing for me right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. I would not do it either at this point. I think you keep it on him for a bit. Tanahashi is 45, and I was looking up other 45-year-old wrestlers. And I'm safe to say I believe Hiroshi Tanahashi is the best 45-year-old wrestler today. That is, to be fair, active. Ready? Other 45-year-old wrestlers: Bobby Lashley.
I like Bobby.
Bobby Roode. No. Bobby Roode.
No.
Titus O'Neil. Lance Archer.
Got it. Oh boy. Okay.
And John Cena.
Wow.
Well,
he doesn't wrestle.
So I mean, currently active.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me Tanahashi versus Cena. That's what I heard.
That's the forbidden door I want.
That's the forbidden door I've always wanted. I'm kind of shocked we didn't get any forbidden door stuff.
What, with WWE?
No,
we had that. We had Mickey James of the Royal Rumble, man.
No, to set up the forbidden door show. I thought we were for sure get something. We got nothing. Nope, nothing.
No, nothing. And you can maybe make an argument of a seed kind of got planted with Tanahashi and Moxley. It's yeah, I guess. Not really.
Did it though?
Yeah. So no, not really. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, no, not really any sort of that. And also two, I guess you could say, AEW people lost their matches. It wasn't an AEW blowout like the last show. So
I told you, man, you didn't listen to me.
The second to last match, the semi-main event, was Hikuleo and Jay White defeating the IWGP champion Okada and Rocky Romero.
No fucking right to be this good. No right. And I think part of it was Okada just having the fucking time of his life with a crowd that could actually cheer for him.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good start. Mm-hmm. But the energy and him versus Jay White's a massive match. And if you didn't feel that in here, then you just won't feel it. Jay White, since the last time these two went head-to-head in singles competition, is so much better.
Which was MSG, I believe, right? That was MSG?
Yeah, that's insane that they haven't went
2019.
Head-to-head. Yeah, and Jay White's just, completely different. The energy was in here. It was great. Rocky Romero was fantastic in this match. My God.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited. So feel bad for Trent that he had to miss this, obviously.
Of course.
But when I saw it was Rocky as the still, and I was like, oh, Rocky's great with Okada because, like, you know, obviously they're great friends and whatnot. But like, that just picks up his game, and he did pick up his game. Hikuleo did pretty well. Give credit to Hikuleo, who I forgot was a person. But yeah, the energy of this match was great. The crowd was really into it, as was I. And in the end, the great Blade Runner for the win was a good way to end it.
And then after the match, we got a beat down on Okada with Tonga Loa making the save, and then a little bit of that tension between Hikuleo and Tonga Loa. Hikuleo has decided to stay with Bullet Club, so we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that all plays out.
Why did Tama Tonga not do anything on the show?
I mean, maybe he's like injured, but they don't want to announce it. I don't know. I mean, originally, well, Tonga Loa was a replacement, anyways.
That's true. So,
you know, it's sort of that, who knows? But yeah, I totally agree. This match was very, very good. I love the chemistry between Okada and Rocky Romero. I wish I could see them tag more because they were fantastic.
They're so much fun.
They're so much fun.
They'd be a great tag league team.
Oh my God. Can we do that? Can we just, I had the thought, I don't necessarily want to do it this year because I'm actually kind of excited for World Tag League this year. But I wish during the pandemic, World Tag League was one heavyweight and one junior heavyweight teamed up together and go off like that.
That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, God. And then you do Yano and Taguchi as a team.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
I mean, Naito and Hiromu would have won.
Naito Hiromu. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's just go through that roster. Naito Hiromu, Okada.
Had to be Rocky. No, I wanted it to be Rocky.
It's got to be Rocky. But you have to send him over.
It would have been Yo, but I want it to be Rocky.
Oh, God, you're right. It would have been Yo. I'm trying to think of the other Suzuki and
Evil and Show, baby.
Evil and
Hot
Show.
Boy Summer.
I would say Zack Sabre Jr. and Doki. That's what I would do. Honestly.
And Taichi and Desperado.
You do Suzuki and Desperado.
Okay, well, you have to remember that they don't care about Suzuki anymore, but okay. Continue.
That's true. That is true. But, well, Suzuki's got to be of someone, and Desperado would be a good person.
And now you could, well, not that.
Oh, but then you also have Taichi as well.
Now you could do Osprey and Akira.
Do Taichi and Takam and Shinoku. I'm sure Ibushi would love that.
All right, move on. Toharishi versus Eddie Kingston.
Yes.
My match of the night.
Yes, same. Easily match of the night. This match ruled ass. It was exactly what it read on the tin, right? Like, it completely met expectations. Ishii, Eddie Kingston went out there. You knew they were going to be hard hitting. You knew they were going to kick each other's butt. You knew they were going to be slapping each other and headbutting each other, and there's going to be a lot of this. A lot of like the Ishii like drunk wobble.
Whoa!
If you're not watching the video podcast, you're missing out on my drunk wobble.
Yeah, you were missing Ryan. Like if you, he almost fell. Yeah, match was awesome. I have come to the conclusion: if you don't love Eddie Kingston, I don't trust you as a person. That is where we are. Eddie Kingston's amazing, phenomenal, fantastic, tremendous. Any more words I need? Because I'm out of adjectives.
This guy 3 years ago was about to retire, and now he's having kick-ass matches.
Now he's on the run of his career. Now he's had in this year alone. If you want to include last year, you can add the CM Punk one. He had the best Chris Jericho match possibly ever in AEW. He had this brawl. He had that one with Gabriel Kidd that everyone forgets, because
that was a great match. Yeah,
that was a great match. Eddie Kingston's on another level right now, just as a performer. And even in defeat, this dude it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to win. He doesn't need to be dominant for him to be the most over guy in the building. And he was just like, obviously Okada was the most over guy in the building. Like, you and me have talked about this. Like, Okada's probably the biggest wrestling star there is right now, obviously.
Yeah.
But Eddie Kingston was right there in terms of pop. Like, they were so into this match, as they should be. It absolutely lived up to expectations. Just a hard-hitting slobber knocker.
And just shout out to Ishii too. 3 weekends in a row, we got the Dontaku match with Tanahashi.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Under Siege match with Josh Alexander. We didn't talk about it on the show, but that match kicked ass. And then we got this match, Ishii.
Shout out to him for trying.
Just trying.
No, well, here's the thing. When he comes to the US, I do fear he doesn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, like full effort Ishii.
We saw Ishii at WrestleCon. It was like,
we sure did. Like, this was full effort Ishii.
Yeah.
Obviously wrestling Dontaku was. I think we got about 75% at Under Siege. I don't think we got the full Ishii.
Still pretty good Ishii. 75% Ishii is still a good Ishii.
Obviously, it's very well known. Like, I'm not the number one Ishii fan or anything, but I can recognize when the guy's having himself a year. Yeah. He's having himself a year. He has that, and then if you want to go back into the New Japan Cup with that Shingo match as well.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Potential match of the year for me. That's like a top 10, right? It's like a top 5 match right there. Whew! God, Ishii, just unbelievable how good this guy is.
This year has been just incredible for wrestling so far.
So good. Brody King and Minoru Suzuki, with Brody King getting the win over Suzuki in 9 minutes of a Gonzo bomb. Honestly, very surprised by this, but I thought this match was pretty good. Way different than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was going to be like just hard chops, and all that jazz. And then they did like ring psychology as well, of like Suzuki targeting, like they do the chop fest. Suzuki figures out, he uses his right hand, targets that right hand. And so that Brody King can't use his right hand anymore. He has to use his left hand, which still hurts. But got it, and then eventually King wins it with the Gonzo bomb. It wasn't the hands that he had to worry about. It was the legs, arms. I don't know, whatever you use for a Gonzo bomb. But just a fantastic match. I thought this was. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Surprised me how good this was.
I mean, on the lineup, you looked at the lineup for the show. It was either going to be the 3rd or 4th best match, probably the 3rd. I love the tag team match as well, obviously.
Yeah.
This was really good. I forgot Brody King was signed to AEW when Enric Cabani said it. I was like, oh, right. Because House of Black, I remember, is a thing. They don't do much, but they are a thing. Even though they're probably going to have like the best trios match of the year on Double or Nothing against Death Triangle. That's going to be incredible. I really enjoyed this. I thought Brody King looked great. I think people forget how good he is as a wrestler. Obviously Suzuki was very good. That's, whatever. He does that in his sleep. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, shout out Brody King, and the Gonzo bomb's so cool looking. So it's like, he killed him. Like, that's like a real finisher right there. You're like, he's dead. No, it's good. Cool. Sounds good. So yeah, that was really good match.
Yeah, very, very good. Moving right along, we got the 8-man tag with TMDK, Jonah, Shane Hayes, Mad, Mikey Nichols, and new member Bad Dude Tito.
Is he in the group?
He is now officially in the group. After the match, they invited him into the group. He is now a new member of TMDK.
Nothing says Australian like Bad Dude Tito.
Yeah, baby. defeating the team, of course, of United Empire, Aaron Henare, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, and Jeff Cobb. Very good match as well.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't have much to say about it.
Yeah, the newsworthy item is that bad dude Tito is in a group that he kind of has already been in for the past month.
Cobb and Jonah were fun.
Yes, Cobb. I was ready. I was ready for Cobb and Jonah. That part was definitely a nice prime.
Two meaty men slapping meats.
Shout out to Big E. Let's talk about the next match. Great-O-Khan versus Chase Owens.
Didn't fucking watch it. Was not gonna watch it. I saw the result. I was like, oh, I wasn't gonna watch it anyways. But now I'm fucking definitely not gonna watch it. You know how everyone wants to say, oh, New Japan's back. New Japan won't fucking be back until Chase Owens is fucking not a champion anymore and gone.
I'm just gonna mute my mic real quick. I thought you were gonna go on longer, but
No, I don't have anything to say. No. Fuck no. Get out of here. I can't stand this guy. I can't. No, he's just not good.
Would you like to hear that was also my least favorite match on the show? That was also
I'm shocked. The match that Chase Owens was involved in was the worst match on the show.
That one.
Look at me. This is my surprise face.
Chase Owens beat Great-O-Khan with a roll-up pin. I believe it was feet on the ropes. I believe it was a roll-up pin, feet on the ropes, holding the puffy pants. I believe that was the finish.
So he's a cheater.
He is Bullet Club. I'm just surprised that they beat Great-O-Khan in a singles match. Yeah, it was a dirty way to beat him, but still.
Bullet Club.
I was just kind of surprised that they wanted to do that with a singles. I thought we were pushing Great-O-Khan to the moon any minute now. Taking the titles off to maybe push Great-O-Khan.
I'm starting to think...
He's losing the Chase Owens, folks.
I'm starting to think it's not happening.
I think it will happen at some point. I don't think it's happening this year. I don't get that impression.
What is this great? I need to ask. What is this Great-O-Khan push to the moon scenario for people? People see
him as a future world champion.
All right. Well, you know what? You know who I see as a future world champion? Never mind. He's already a world champion, baby.
Evil, baby.
As he should be.
Baby.
Well, this guy's the biggest baby face in the company. Yeah, you're gonna not only strap the rocket to him, you're gonna strap the company to him.
Mm-hmm. Multi-man tag match.
Hot boy summer.
Are you doing the Scott Hall extensions?
What I was actually gonna say was, you know who's a world champion that will never probably win the world title?
What's that?
Oh, it's gone.
You froze. I thought you froze. Like you were your eyes rolled and stopped and looked dead. I thought you'd either froze or died.
Eddie Kingston. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I think Eddie Kingston's going to be the Ishii of AEW. I get that impression. That makes sense. Put it on banger matches.
I think I've been talking about New Japan for too long.
Yeah. Real quickly, then other multi-man matches. Team Filthy. Team Filthy defeated the team.
I didn't watch this.
The home team. It was actually really good. It was really good multi-man. All Team Filthy matches are good.
Shocked that Ryan loved a Team Filthy match. There's no bigger Team Filthy stand than Ryan Knightsey. And I have a bone to pick with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Again. Why are we doing Tom Lawler versus Fred Rosser for the never strong, whatever the fuck the title's called, on a tape show?
Not only that, but Fred Rosser is putting his New Japan contract on the line. It is a title versus career match.
Which makes it worse. This should be on the pay-per-view. Would have got a big pot for Fred Rosser. Instead, we're all going to know the results by the end of tonight. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Have they announced a replacement opponent for Tanahashi?
For what?
For tonight's show.
What's tonight's show?
The Philadelphia tapings.
Oh, is Tanahashi injured or something? I didn't hear that.
No, but the guy he's wrestling is not a fucking chance he's going to be there.
Let's see.
He was replaced by Tangaloa, so I really hope they don't replace.
I see. Yeah. No, he's still listed as wrestling that guy. But what a show! Tony Deppin's on that show against Suzuki. That's wild.
Tony Deppin was on Dark and lost to John Silver.
Killer Cross is on the show against Uemura.
That's a match.
Jake Something versus Brody King.
Something.
Jeff Cobb versus Willie Mack.
I get that. Well, that's great, but I had nothing to just hop onto that.
Will Ospreay versus Homicide. Whoa! What? Arya Davari versus Delirious. Whoa!
What? Arya Davari just got a WWE producer tryout.
Oh, really? I guess he didn't get it.
It just happened this week.
That makes sense.
He probably could.
Whoa! Here we go. This is a 10-man that I want to see. Ready? Oh, here we go. Jay White,
Scott Norton,
Juice Robinson, Machine Gun Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Hikuleo versus Ishii, Rocky Romero, Ren Narita, Masquerada Dorada, and Chuck Taylor.
Wait a minute. Time out. They really have Okada right there in the building. They have him right there in the building. And they said, you know what? You don't have to wrestle. You don't even have to show up. Like, what are we doing here? He's right there. I just watched him wrestle.
He might make an appearance.
Yay.
And then the opening match, of course, was Carl Fredericks versus Ren Narita. This is like my fourth favorite match of the night, I think. This was like surprisingly good. Ren Narita,
Carl Fredericks match of his career?
I don't know, but Ren Narita was really, really good in this match.
Well, I don't think Carl Fredericks was very good.
So. Ren Narita did like a sort of a cloverleaf maneuvering where it was basically like he had the cloverleaf, but he just hadn't flipped him over. So he just like kept rolling through it as Carl Fredericks tried to get the ropes, and then eventually got it on, and it looked very good.
So Ren Narita's going to be a junior, isn't he?
I would, unless he gets lifts in his shoes, I imagine he's going to be a junior.
Damn, that means I won't get him in the tournament for a little bit.
No, yeah, he'll be. Maybe he'll. I mean, he's almost ready. I think of all. We had this discussion in the Discord. I think of all of the current crop of young lions on excursion. I think Ren Narita's the top one right now, and I think he is practically ready to return.
Well, that's good. Enjoy him in the junior division, my guy.
That's fine. I will enjoy him. All right, I will enjoy him. Copy that. Yes, sir. All right. Do you want to talk about something else before we talk about Bosch, or do you want to?
I didn't even watch it, so if you want to go through it, go right ahead.
Well, you want to take me through it? You want to walk me through it, and I'll give my review.
Take me home tonight. Yeah, sure.
Well, don't take me home tonight. Just take me through Bosch.
All right. Ace Austin versus Clark Connors.
Yeah. So we got the Japanese re-debut of Clark Connors as a no longer young lion versus Ace Austin.
How did the Rhino do?
Rhino did pretty good. He did lose Ace Austin.
Hell yeah!
Hold on, what?
Oh,
you're excited about Ace Austin.
my whatever the fuck. My
prediction?
No, not my prediction. My goal here is for Ace Austin to show the world that he's good. So good start.
Yeah, Ace Austin picked up the win. For a second there, I thought you were excited that Clark Connors lost. I was like, whoa, all right.
Did he hit him with that fold though?
He did hit him with the fold and got the win with the fold.
Get folded.
Very good match. Very, very good match.
I'm excited
between these two.
Get folded.
Definitely check it out. It wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but it was still very good.
I don't know what you were hoping for, Ryan.
God tier wrestling, obviously.
Okay, well, I mean that's just on you, man.
It was a good introduction for these two guys. Is what it was.
That's what matters. All right. Moving on. Alex Zane versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Yes, Alex Zane got the win here. This match was the least favorite of the 5 of the
Okay,
night.
because I saw someone just tweet out of nowhere that Alex Zane was mid.
So here's the problem. It's not that Alex Zane was
damn.
It's not necessarily that Alex Zane was mid. It's the fact
you don't say about the sauce.
The match was Kanemaru doing limb work on Zane's knee the entire time to limit Alex Zane's high flyingness. Alex Zane, when it was his turn, just did a bunch of high flying stuff. So it's like it was fine, but the match became disjointed because Zane was selling his knee when he was on the ground, but it didn't stop him from doing any insane maneuvers in the air.
So psychology didn't exist.
No, it didn't. It existed, but didn't connect. If that makes sense.
Got it. All right, moving on. Francisco
still a good match. I thought it was okay, completely okay. I gave it 2.5, so it's still completely okay.
Versus show.
Match of the night.
Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Match of the night, easily. Akira, holy shit. This man on fire. This match, easily match of the night. These two worked great together. Akira is just like Ospreay back in the day, but he's like a combination of like Ospreay back in the day, but a little bit more grounded and has the current Ospreay fire. So it's just
grittier.
Like, yeah, it's just and real smaller, a lot smaller.
Do you remember when Edge came back and he said grit like 1,000 times?
Because that was his thing. He was grit.
Yeah. So is that what Akira was? He was grit.
Nah, he was fire. He was straight fire the entire time.
So what you're saying is, Hot Boy Summer is very much on.
Well, show lost, but it could be Hot Boy Summer in a different way. It could be Francisco Akira Hot Boy Summer.
No. He doesn't fit into that. This is Hot Boy Summer, House of Torture.
I know,
motherfucker.
I know, but show lost. So I'm just saying.
No, he doesn't need to win. He just needs to represent.
But it was really good. Show went to grab the wrench at one point, and TJP just like walked over and just grabbed it real quick, and then just sat next to the announcer's table, being like, can't have this. So that's
not fair.
But yes, Akira looked great. Great debut for Akira here. Fantastic debut.
How dare TJP take the wrench away? How dare he?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Ryusuke Taguchi versus Hiromu Takahashi.
Exactly what he thought it was going to be. Pretty much comedy for the most part.
These two could actually have a bang.
Yeah, they started a lot of comedy. They got into it more as the match went on. There was a point where Taguchi pulled his pants down and used his butt as a move. More so than usual, I guess. But yeah.
Okay.
The match started with Taguchi being like, you know what, I'm not going to win here, and then got on the ground and just like kind of just laid there and say, hey, pin me. And Hiromu was like, are you sure? And he's like, no. And so Hiromu just walks over. It was like 1, 2, and then Taguchi springs like a trap, grabs the ankle, and just puts him in an ankle lock real quick. And that was fun. I mean, it's fun. It's fun comedy and stuff, but it's just like, no, right. All right. Maybe
did Hiromu win?
Hiromu did win. With a Hiromu roll, an unnamed Hiromu roll, whatever that means.
Hiromu roll, versus Taiji Shimori, your main event of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, this was certainly a main event match, right?
I don't know.
It was exactly how my feelings are about Yo. Very good. But I have no emotion attached to this whatsoever.
Well, that's good because Yo doesn't either.
The match was very good. It just like, I just don't care. I mean, it's Yo. The story going into this is that I don't know if he should even be in the tournament, and then versus the champion. So whatever. I honestly, I don't care about Yo. I have no interest in seeing Yo. He's a good wrestler, but like
desperate need of a switch.
his peak was in the tag team. He since then is not nothing. He's not nothing, but he's not something. So I think that's how I feel about Yo. Taiji Ishimori was good as always, and he got the win, so 2 points. So your people,
don't say good as always. He was boring for a long period of time.
But the people who won, we have 2 points now, are Ishimori, Takahashi, Akira, Zayn, and Austin.
Well.
Yeah, well. He's yawning. He's yawning on the show, yeah.
I do a lot of things on this show. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Whoa.
That was my purpose, though.
Whoa.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
After all,
I do know Yo needs to turn. I know that he needs something. He needs a lift.
Yeah, he needs something.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
It's nothing.
The guy that I think's representing the block won, so that's a good start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Akira, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
but like if Hiromu did, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yes, I'm very excited to see more of these guys. I believe the next matches for this block specifically are Wednesday. It's going to be Yo versus Clark Connors, Ace Austin versus Kanemaru, Zayn versus Sho, which I feel like that should be pretty good. Taguchi versus Ishimori, and then Takahashi versus Akira.
Damn, they're blowing the load early, huh?
Hey, look, man. Sometimes never mind. I got nothing.
Nope. Wait a minute. The main event for B Block Night 1 is Teton versus El Desperado.
Mm-hmm. I put a silky smooth DDT in the Discord, so if you want to check that out,
I think El Desperado's in like every main event for the B Block.
Pretty much. I think he's in the most main events the entire tournament.
We also baby.
We didn't talk about it at all, but Leo Rush also returned to Capital Collision. We did not talk about that.
I'm very happy because I miss him.
I'm very excited. He's back. Still not ready to clear to wrestle, but he already called out Robbie Eagles, Hiromu Takahashi, Taiji Ishimori. So I'm intrigued to see when he will turn officially, and if he will stay. I guess that'd be part of it. Let's move on. How much show do we got here left? Oh, we've only been okay. Yeah, we got plenty of show here. Let's talk about WrestleMania Backlash, Scotty. Let's talk about it. WWE WrestleMania Backlash. This is from the Dunkin' Donuts Center, Providence, Rhode Island. Scotty, you live near there. Did you go?
No. Kind of wish I did. It was a good show.
Yeah, I think for the most part, most of the matches were good. 2 of them were like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. I mean, the 2 that were "Are you serious?" were guaranteed to be have that question asked. So
that's true.
Like, whatever.
Well, let's start off the show like we all do with Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, you're only smoking mirrors.
Cody Rhodes gets the win by defeating Seth Rollins in 20 minutes and 46 seconds. Not on the wheel, not on the hamster wheel. He didn't play 50-50 here like we thought they would.
Yeah, I'm happy they did it.
Yeah, so where are we going with Cody Rhodes now that the world title is gone?
They're just going to do Seth Rollins again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just going to do it again. Maybe
use the trunks.
Would Seth Rollins win that match? No,
it's the third one. You have Cody winning, and I think you just got to probably... I don't know. I think they might be giving him Money in the Bank. Just kind of feels like where they're going. I don't know. They had the whole... Do you want a main event WrestleMania? And everyone was like, what? And I think, was it Meltzer that made the point of like, I think that's more a directed story for Cody.
What is it
than anything else?
Was it more of a directed story?
Like how he said a chance to main event WrestleMania. Like, he thinks that's just a Cody thing with Money in the Bank. Like that he will, like that's the story they're going for here.
Oh, like Cody is going to win Money in the Bank and then say, I'm going to use this briefcase to cash in for the main event of WrestleMania?
Something like that. I don't really know. The match is really good though.
Cody Rhodes Yeah, that's right. I don't want to see Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I want to see Roman Reigns versus Cody, or better yet, Cody Rhodes versus The Rock.
Of course, yeah, Rhodes to the top against the Tooth Fairy.
I feel like we kind of talk about it, is that like The Rock versus Roman doesn't really need the titles. It would be
doesn't need the title at all.
It'd be better without the titles, honestly.
Couldn't need the title less.
So get night 1, take the title off of Roman. Night 2, Roman versus The Rock.
I think the goal would be Roman to already have lost the titles.
True.
You would think.
I
mean, they have 3 stadium shows in the next 3 months, 4 months.
So many stadium shows.
So many. Well, they're selling one with Money in the Bank, so that's a good start for them. SummerSlam's another, and the fucking Wales one sold out. So, like, I don't even know if the tickets went on sale yet, but it's sold out.
God,
I've never seen so many people want to go to a WWE show, and it's because they never get shows.
Well,
that's so smart though, going to places that like people don't get to see you a lot. Makes sense.
You would think for an international company like WWE,
someone should teach AEW that.
Well,
shout out Chicago.
Well, I did see a report saying that they're considering doing All Out in Toronto this year.
Well, that'd be a good spot. Toronto's a hot crowd.
But anyways, that has nothing to do with WWE or Cody Rhodes or anyone else. So Cody Rhodes, any thoughts on this match? Because I feel like we had our thoughts and that was it.
It was like a year ago, so I don't I've watched so much wrestling since that hour. It was good.
Do you think it was better than the WrestleMania match?
No.
I think I agree. It was good.
I like the wrestling. Yeah.
It was a great match.
I like the WrestleMania match a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also had the added like, oh my God, it's Cody Rhodes. So like that probably helps.
Rhodes, yeah, I agree.
Something Cody Rhodes.
Did the exact same thing.
Get them off their feet. Crowd is here, about to blow. Ready for me to start the show.
Second match. Almost. I'm just gonna move forward. Almost.
No. Skip it.
Almost defeat Bobby Lashley.
It was bad.
What was the line? Was that
line, please?
I don't know. Almost. Bobby
Lashley. You're already giving this match too much thought.
Dave gave it 1 1/4.
That's honestly generous.
I feel like that's Dave for you. Edge versus AJ Styles. Now, here's the thing. Damian Priest was banned from ringside. He did end up in the ring during the match by coming out to the aisle away. The ref was like, oh, that's fine. And then Finn Balor came out, beat up Damian Priest.
It wasn't ringside.
Then they went in the ring and still fought. And then they got Damian Priest out of there. So that was weird. But it didn't matter. Damian Priest didn't matter because the end result of this match was Styles getting distracted by an assailant, a hooded figure on the outside. With
a hooded figure that looked exactly like Rhea Ripley.
Hey, you can't say that. You're gonna get canceled.
I gotta say, okay, I gotta say.
Someone with
funniest thing was when she unzipped the sweatshirt. She didn't reveal the face yet, and people popped.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, well, you figured it out. Okay, congrats, guys, awesome, good job. Couldn't figure it out from she's wearing Rhea Ripley's gear, but no, it's fine. No. Shocked, stunned.
Yeah.
Okay.
She respectively had similar legs to Rhea Ripley, respectively.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Beautiful woman. Blah 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 blah. Great.
I love this match because it was only 15 minutes.
Oh, my favorite part of this match? How somehow in all of this, people came out of it like, wow, AJ Styles is still good. I came out of saying, these guys stink. Let's stop having these two wrestle, please. I'm done. These matches stink. Listen, and I don't want to hear, no, because I'm going to hear, well, it's Edge's fault. Yeah, sure. You can blame Edge. No, that's fair. His new character's ass. 2 packs of ass. Don't get me wrong. But I watched Edge have
one whole box.
I watched Edge have 3 really good to great matches last year with Seth Rollins. So, yes, we can agree. Edge is the problem here. because his new character makes him worse. Don't get me agreed. But AJ Styles ain't doing good shit, okay? AJ Styles is washed. He's washed. And we just got to be honest now. He's not AJ Styles anymore. He's not the phenomenal one. He's the he's okay one. Like that's what he is. He's not phenomenal anymore. He's fine. He's fine. He's name value that is happy to be in WWE because he doesn't have to have great matches all the time anymore.
Now, is each cheek?
This match was better than the WrestleMania match. Okay, congrats.
Is each cheek a pack, or is it
like
one whole?
We already went over this. It's one whole ass.
It's one whole ass, and then 2 packs of those ass.
Yeah.
How many asses are in a pack?
You asked this like 3 weeks ago.
Did I?
And
have I run out of material?
I think you were. I don't know, but I know the streets were asking the same question.
Because I think it's it's 1 ass per pack. I think, right? So then it's 2 packs.
I give this great analyzation. All you get out of it.
You said analyzation?
Oh, Jesus.
Moving on. SmackDown Women's Title I Quit match. Ronda Rousey defeats Charlotte Flair to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
I was right. Mm-hmm. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge your tribal podcast host.
Wait, what were you right about?
That this match is going to be a lot better than the WrestleMania match.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like everyone would.
No. People were like, oh, who gives a shit? It's Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. It's fucking cardboard versus cardboard.
But who does care? Who does give a shit?
I cared. Damn it. I cared. Because I said, you know what? They can have a nice, good physical match. And guess what they did?
Had a decent match.
Yes, they had a good match. Get out of here, Ryan. I don't want to hear it.
It was a good match.
No,
it was a very good.
You know what? You know, I was gonna say like, oh, you liked this match, but I couldn't think of one match that I could have named that you liked that was bad. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was
very physical.
It was
Charlotte.
Go ahead.
Charlotte Flair was actually decent for once, which it's been a long while. By far Ronda's best match since coming back, not even a question. She's also notably like she's clearly like she's back into it, like back into the swing of things now. You know, she went from she had a baby, now she's back in wrestling. Now she's only having like 3 matches total. Now we've gotten to the point where I think Ronda, with the right opponent, can have a good match.
You're telling me that Charlotte Flair, someone who's notorious of having her best matches being like hardcore matches, was great in this match?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You know, let's put Charlotte Flair in GCW, right? I mean, just the kind of hardcore match you could have with...
That's fine, because I don't watch GCW, so...
Just the kind of hardcore matches. Like, she's a really good hardcore wrestler in that sense.
She is, which is wild. Because she's Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah, they pushed her as like the technical master. It's like, no. She should be doing hardcore shit. She should be like born again hardcore. Let's do it. That's what she should be
alley
doing.
Catch.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a must see.
Yeah, I'd shut the TV off quicker than I could turn it on.
Speaking of doing that, Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin.
This match is so stupid. I was like, why is this on my TV? Why is this a pay-per-view match? What are we doing here? Bianca Belair is just not defending the title, and it's so that I can see Baron Corbin versus a man they call Madcap. That's Madcap, bruh.
He's wearing suspenders to the ring.
Yeah, dude stinks. All of this stunk. It was bad. It was fine. It wasn't a bad match. It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Perfectly fine.
I didn't care. So like that doesn't help.
That's true. Main event, 6-man tag team match. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. Best match of the night?
Probably.
Better than Cody?
Yeah.
Better than Cody Seth?
I think I had neck and neck. I think I had them neck and neck. I think they were both very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of crazy. Well, no, it's not crazy, but it is crazy how over Mr. Randall Keith Orton is.
Oh my God.
This dude is fucking, he's having the run of his life, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I think that's fair to say. It's not a crazy thought. He was spectacular in this. Everyone was really good in this. It was, I think everyone called it like the PWG trios match.
I saw people dunking on Dave because he called it like the second half of the match a PWG match, and I didn't watch this match live. I watched it after the fact. But I was like, Dave, what are people dunking on Dave about this for? And I watched it completely that PWG high energy, high octane moves after moves after moves, indie style. It was great.
Yeah, it was great, and there wasn't a moment where I wasn't entertained. You kind of were waiting for Randy. So I tweeted out before the match even started. I was like, the Randy Orton hot tag is going to be sensational.
Yeah.
It was sensational. Yeah. That RKO on Roman, whew, that was a hell of a pop. That was great because he wasn't even looking. He hits it perfectly. The match was incredible. Roman and Drew have to be the biggest match right now.
Lots of
they
teasers.
have.
Lots of teasers.
Like it felt like a big match. And I was like, okay, so WWE did a good job actually protecting that match because now it feels big. The Usos do more super kicks than the Young Bucks. Notice that as well. And the ending was really good. Was it the super RKO and then he got speared?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was PWG at its finest.
Yeah. Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
I agree with it main event.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it was a perfect spot to put in the main event. It was a very good match. Beginning of it, I was a little slow on just because it was like the WWE style stuff. But once it kicked up the pace, it got way better. This match got way better, and I really, really enjoyed it. So great stuff from there. Overall, pretty good pay-per-view. Everyone was expecting it to be kind of a skippable thing, but it ended up being very good. Your classic
those
WWE.
Are the best. I was gonna say those are the best WWE pay-per-views.
Which, when WWE, your expectations are super low for a show, they tend to be pretty good shows because, I mean, you got a low bar to hit.
Yeah.
So, WrestleMania Backlash.
They should always go for the low bar, obviously.
That's what we've learned from this show. That's what WWE has learned from this. Is we should just
they should always try to be shit.
Anyways, do you want to talk about Rev
more
Pro?
Times than not? Yeah, sure.
We got like 30.
We're not even 2 hours in.
No, we got like 30 minutes left. So this Sunday, Rev Pro Epic Encounter. It's gonna be the big show at York Hall for them, May 22nd. Kind of excited about this show. I mean, you and I have been sort of starting to get onto the Rev Pro bandwagon.
I don't even remember what's happening on this show.
Guess what? I got the card in front of me, and I'll go through it. And there's a couple things in here that I definitely excited
no
for.
No AEW topics this week? Come on.
No AEW topics.
Don't you know what our bread and butter is?
Well, we got WrestleMania Backlash in the title, so that's going to be good for the SEO.
SEO purposes, yeah. And then we'll get the Puro fans of Nuge.
Well, we got and Kota Ibushi, who's
and I'll make
hot
sure
right now.
Alex will listen because we had Stardom talk for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta make sure to put that in the title. Make sure
gotta get the Alex straw.
We got Capital Collision, which has got SEO. Kota Ibushi is constantly trending.
Yeah, perfect. We should be good.
I think we should be good.
Don't put this in the title.
Number
one, like, British wrestling. Fuck shit. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Well, hold on. Speaking of British wrestling, I saw something on Twitter that said that Akam and Razor from WWE are back, and they're starting. They're starting a promotion in England.
Not only are they starting a promotion, they're running a 10,000 seat venue for their first show.
Oh, what? I didn't know that.
Not only are they doing that, but fucking Paul Ellering is coming back to manage them.
What are they thinking? I'm going to that show. Do we have any other news? What's the promotion called?
That is it.
That's it.
World Star. I don't know.
World Star. Bold.
I got it. You talk about whatever you're talking about.
Well, I got super distracted by this their
Wrestling Entertainment Series.
Wrestling Entertainment Series. Interesting.
Here's the official press release. You ready?
Hit me.
Nottingham, England. I don't know how to say their names. Gazim, Salmani, and Sunny Dehinsha. Sorry if I said those wrong. Formerly known as WWE's Authors of Pain, are proud to announce the launch of a brand new professional wrestling promotion. Wrestling Entertainment Series, WES, will debut on June 4th, live from the Motor Point Arena in Nottingham, England, and will be available to watch live around the world on Fight TV. Some of the biggest names in professional wrestling will all be announced very soon for this celebratory kickoff event. WES already has an action-packed schedule in place for the remainder of 2022, with several yet to be revealed dates across Europe and the Middle East. WES will also see the in-ring turn of Selmani and Dinsha with legendary manager Paul Ellering by their side. Their duo is set to reestablish themselves as one of the most dominant forces in the tag team wrestling division. I mean, I could establish myself as that too if I was putting myself over.
You know what I was wondering is, like, where do they get all this money? The former Razor, Gizem Salmani, apparently is the co-founder of an NFT company.
Oh, that means he's banking.
Well, cryptocurrency collapsed this past weekend. So, he was
banking.
They announced
he got out.
They announced the promotion and then crypto crashed.
I hope he got out then. I hope he got out on time.
God.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It could be exciting. I mean, a lot of people are comparing it to the whichever one fell flat on their face, right?
World Sport.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it.
I'll see. They said some of the biggest names in pro wrestling, so I can
available.
I can only expect Killer Cross to be there.
Braun, we got Braun. We're getting Braun Strowman.
Please stop. All right, Rev Pro.
Okay, here we go.
Epic Encounters.
It's one of their big shows
with the Law.
Yes. So here we go. We got a little bit of card. We got Luke Jacobs versus Robbie X. We got Aussie Open versus the Velocities.
Say it with me. Aussie.
Oi.
Aussie.
Oi. And then I thought you were gonna do it one more time. Rule of threes, baby.
Aussie.
Oi.
There you go.
I don't know what happened in the last one. I reached puberty. I reached puberty.
Congratulations.
Very excited about that match. Very excited about that match. Luke Jacobs, I believe also is like the new Progress Atlas champion, so that should be pretty good.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it's fine. Aussie Open versus Velocities. A lot of people said that they had the best Australian match last year. Match coming out of Australia. So bring it over to England.
Out of the four that happened. Congratulations.
What's slandered towards Slex the business. But this match should be very good. They also got Ricky Knight Jr. versus Jeff Cobb. Yeah,
that could be pretty good.
Connor Mills versus Michael Oku for the Undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship. That should be pretty good.
I don't know who Connor Mills is.
He's very good. He's like a guy that is good.
Hell of a definition. And I quote, he's a guy that's good. He's good. All right. Cool.
But awesome. It's also Michael Oku, who's been already he had a great third quarter of the year so far.
One good match, and that made him have a great first quarter.
I mean, better than most people.
Take it back.
Undisputed British Women's Championship, Alex Windsor versus Kylie Ray.
I watched I saw my first Alex Windsor match the other day.
And?
Very good. It was against Shoko Nakajima.
Better or worse than Connor Mills?
The Princess of... I don't know. The Princess of Princess Champion versus Alex Windsor was very good. Alex Windsor's a quality wrestler.
Was that match this year? Was that match this year?
Eve from this year.
Okay.
Global Strike Woman 3, I think the show was called. I was when Global Force Impact.
I love that anime. I love that anime. I love that anime. Global Strike Women 3 or whatever.
Total nonstop Global Force Action Impact Wrestle.
Yeah. I love that anime. And then, of course, your main event, Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, Will Ospreay versus Minoru Suzuki. That should be great. It's Will Ospreay. It's Suzuki and Rev Pro, so you know he's going to bring it. And also, of course, against Ospreay, so it's he's definitely going to bring it. This man's been bringing it everywhere, all over the globe. So
I was born to bring it. Tell me, do you feel it? Let's get down to business. That's Keith Lee's old song.
Oh,
his third song in WWE. You're welcome, right. Keith Lee.
Anyways, Epic Encounter, Rev Pro. They've been having great shows. They're your card.
Hell of a preview.
Their Your Call shows are always very good. Look, I just wanted to bring it up because we had the time, and
we still have like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. We got time to chillax. We had the time to talk about the show, and I want to talk about because Rev Pro, it's a Your Call show. Every time they have a Your Call show, it's going to be great. So definitely go check it out because I'm excited literally about every single match on this card. Legitimately. In different ways. Can I verbalize it? No, because I'm basically a new Rev Pro fan. Same thing, with Stardom. I can't really verbalize it too much, but I'm getting more and more into it.
Someone say you're the only Rev Pro.
You liked Rev Pro. You liked that Rev Pro show.
I didn't say I was a fan.
All right.
It takes more than one show to get me to be a fan. That was one show. It was a great start. Great start. But I need to get to the end. Next chapter in the journey of my Rev Pro journey. Listen, I watch so much wrestling. If I call myself a fan of every promotion I watch, I'd hate myself.
Okay.
Shout out GC Dub. Just kidding. I don't watch that garbage.
Yeah, I had like a thought about GC Dub the other day. That I
GC Dub's coming to Providence, an hour away from me, and you know what I said? No thanks.
So GCW,
Will Ospreay is on the show.
Yeah, that's the Ospreay Nick Wayne match. I honestly think you should go to that match.
Yeah, well, then I saw Ali Catch at a match, and I was like, I can't do that.
We gotta look up this card now.
It's not good. It's bad.
Well, can the greatness of Ospreay Wayne outweigh whatever other nonsense that you're not into? Let's see. So what is? Can you name the show to me? Do you know what the show is called?
I just know it's like I don't like you or something.
I never liked you. GCW, I like you. So we got Will Ospreay versus Nick Wayne. Can it outweigh Joey Janela versus JT Dunn? Scotty, thoughts?
Who?
And then also Alley Catch versus Hall of Fame wrestler Lufisto.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it still you're like, all right, let's get into it, or is it like no, I'm gonna pump the brakes right here?
Didn't even get in the car to pump brakes. I didn't even get in the car. Didn't even get the car to start driving. I don't have to pump any brakes.
Also announced for the show, doesn't look like they're in a match yet, but they will be in attendance. Kevin Blackwood versus Kevin Blackwood and Jack Cartwheel. So is that something? Seeing those guys, right? No, he's not into it. He's not into it, folks. He's just simply not into it. Well, I was gonna have a take on GCW, but we ran out of time. So
we ran out of time. We still got 20 minutes. Hit the take. We like the takes. We want the take.
I don't know how much of a take is, but I had this thought of
let's preview Dynamite. Dynamite has a better show than like any other show this week.
Do you not want me to say my thoughts on GCW?
Well, I want you to say your thoughts first.
So I've had a couple thoughts on them, and it's just that one, GCW is legit. I'll say this legitimately, pretty good at finding independent wrestling talent, right? Like I would say that they have helped discover a lot of indie talent that were unknown of, right? A lot of young guys, Jack Cartwheel, Nick Wayne, even though Nick Wayne is kind of more of a Defy guy, but GCW helped that. Zayn, obviously, Alex Zayn was a big one. Ninja Mac, another one. They do a lot of that sort of thing of like they bring up a lot of guys like that. And do they do anything with those guys? No. No, they never do anything with these guys. But they help discover a lot of talent and help bring them to a bigger stage, which helps launch their indie career a little bit more, right? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
You don't want to engage with that dialogue?
I understand what you're saying. I think you make some good points. It's just like, I don't know. It's such a hard company or brand. I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's not a company.
Are they? So here's the other thought I had. Are they a super indie?
No.
Yeah, this is my thought. Is that I don't.
No, because most of the shows they run don't have Jon Moxley on it.
I think I fear that GCW reached its peak.
Maybe we said this. We time out. Okay, you got me in the GCW conversation. I'm locked in now. GCW stinks, but here's why.
Yeah,
their peak was before the New York show.
Yes,
it was before the New York show because the New York show was supposed to be like, okay, this is the biggest moment of our ever, and blah blah blah.
It was a big old dud.
Yeah, they put together a rat ass card that sucked. You have a terrible main event, blah, 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 blah. But I said this earlier on the show. Their peak was when Matt Cardona got them all that press. That was their peak.
They were peaking with 440.
Yeah. And then when Cardona did that, that's when everyone started paying attention. I was listening to podcasts that only talk like WWE and AEW and New Japan. They were talking about GCW.
Yeah.
And like everyone was talking about Fightful was tweeting about it. Observer was tweeting about everyone was talking about GCW. Mm-hmm. And that helped create steam for that New York show more than anything, I think.
Yeah.
And then you get to that New York show.
That's when the number 3 Company America conversation started.
Yeah, it really was.
Do you see anyone having that conversation right now?
No, not even a little bit. They run a lot of shows, but the amount of matches that anyone walks away from that and says, oh, that was must see is like minimal. For the amount of shows they run, it's very small. And it's impressive to me how quickly they've went from, they're easily the number 3 behind WWE and AEW too. We're not even talking about them. We're not talking about them at all. We're talking about Impact more than we're talking about them. We're talking about Ring of Honor that doesn't even exist more than we're talking about them. Like that is the whole thing. And we have all these indie promotions now, like West Coast Pro, that's just delivering a better product every time they run a show. I think West Coast Pro is great. PWG, if we could see it, they would probably be up there. We don't see it, so obviously that's a different conversation. But plus,
I feel like that contributes a lot to like, I've seen like on Twitter and stuff, people being like sort of down on like indie wrestling right now. And it's like, I wonder what the correlation is. It's probably because GCW is down completely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to okay, this is how we're going to close our show. I look at my match guy. I understand. I am very particular and specific with what I watch. But if there's a good match that I am told about, I'm going to go out of my way to see it.
Yes. Plus, to be also fair, you were also, what's the opposite of bias? You were biased to not liking GCW. To be fair, right? I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. But I will watch a match if it interests me.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Alex Shelley versus Nick Wayne from the old me on April 23rd. Like I watched the GCW shows from WrestleMania weekend. Like I will watch these shows, and I understand I am biased. I don't necessarily think GCW is very good at times, but I will watch it, right? There's a problem though when you have these GCW shows, and I'll see the cards or whatever, or I will see people preview them, or I will see previews. I will see people talk about them. It's not like these big websites anymore. And I just see the cards, and I'm like, didn't they just do that? Like, didn't they just do half of this? And it's great that it's a place for people to get work. First and foremost, that's what it is. Awesome, great, cool. But in the end, it's not the top promotion. It's not number 3 in the US.
It's not even the best indie. Is it the biggest indie? Is it the biggest indie, the biggest draw? I don't know. Yeah? I would have to look into that data. They're touring nationally. That's something.
They have to be the biggest indie in the US, right?
I mean, is MLW an indie? Is Super Indie?
I think MLW just stinks.
Is NWA an indie?
Yeah. It's worth asking.
It's this thing of I feel like it has like the social media conversation around American independent wrestling wholly hinges on whether or not GCW is hot right now. And I would argue that American independent wrestling is the most interesting it's ever been, the most, free agents from top promotions that there have ever been in years. Yeah. And yet everyone's super down on it. And I'm like, why is everyone super down on it? You have Athena out there. You got Shane Strickland taking shows. You got Thatcher,
they're not booking these people.
Yeah, we're not booking these people. GCW is not booking these people. They just booked Biff Busick. That's cool. But they're not booking like Athena. They're not booking Shane. They're not booking any of these other people. Why are they not booking them?
Beyond isn't running as many shows at the moment, but I think Beyond's often a better show than a GCW show.
Beyond kind of, pretty much, just started Uncharted Territory. Season 4 in the South.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Beyond kind of, because it was kind of.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on that. But there you go. And then you have these other companies like Prestige Wrestling, who's kind of getting some steam with what they're about to do at the end of the month. Obviously, that's more so in the Joshi circles that I'm seeing that. But they have Alex Shelley versus, I forget. It's actually a good match.
But then also we've had conversations recently about Garden State coming around the corner, which and I've heard great things about like DPW in the South.
All right. Here's the 2 Prestige Wrestling shows.
Sure.
The main matches. So the day one, they have two shows. Here are the matches of people that you would care about. Taya Valkyrie versus Will Nightingale. Alex Shelley versus Filthy Tom Lawler. Jack Evans versus Ray Horace. I think that's
that was pretty good.
Biff Busick versus Jacob Fatu.
Oh, Masha
Slamovich versus Miyu Yamashita, and Mia Yim versus Maki Ito
for the title.
That's for the title now. And then this is day 2, if you were just wondering.
Yeah.
Mike Bailey versus Sonico. I don't know who that is.
Sonico, but he's a California West Coast guy.
Drexel versus Akira in a death match. I know who Kira is, but maybe that interests people. Taya Valkyrie versus Masha Slamovich. This one's funny. Scotty Too Hottie versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, going from Biff Busick to Scotty Too Hottie.
Jeff Cobb versus Ray Horace. Interesting.
Lucha Underground match right there.
Maki Ito versus Miyu Yamashita. Because great. Why the fuck not? And Alex Shelley defending the Prestige World Championship against Bandido.
Yeah.
This is my point, though. These companies aren't running as much, so obviously, they're gonna have better big cards,
they'll have less. We talked about SEO. They're less in the zeitgeist because they tweet less stuff.
Correct. But this furthers my point of they are booking people that people want to see, and it's leading to interest.
Yeah.
And that is important. And Oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing, though, is like we're basically talking about we're coming down to quality versus quantity, right? With GCW versus everything else. But why is it that the Twitter sphere, the social media sphere, feels that American indie wrestling is on a downspin, but I would argue it's better than it's ever been in years.
I got another show for you. Warrior Wrestling, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Also the same day as Prestige. Here's the top matches. You got Dragon Bane versus Alpha Wolf, which just happened in Noah pretty much, and that was great. You got Jeff Cobb versus Jonah.
Ooh, okay. Doing it before New Japan did.
Athena versus Janai Kai. And, you and me were talking about before the show that, like, women's indie wrestling may be at even lower point at times. But when you're booking Athena, which not a lot of people are doing for some reason.
To be fair, it could be a dollar amount. It could be a price.
Yeah, absolutely. But, like, GCW's hiring everyone else. So why not? You get Deonna Purrazzo versus Tootie Lynn. An LA Dojo showcase, Yuya Uemura versus Alex Coughlin.
Very nice.
And in the main event for the Warrior Wrestling Championship, you have Will Ospreay versus Davey Richards.
Yeah.
Must I continue? Like, yes, I understand. I understand that GCW is booking Will Ospreay, and the Will Ospreay versus Nick Wayne, that's a big match. That's a big match. I'll admit that. Absolutely. But what GCW feels like they're doing is they're very one match cards. One match show card, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. And I understand what you're saying.
I just feel like they've somehow not been able to follow up on the steam they created. Like that from the Cardona to Jon Moxley being your world champion, to the New York show, you should be on a riding high. You should be the must-get ticket. And maybe they are in towns that they're going to. I know they sell well still. But when we're saying indie wrestling's down, it's not down. You're just watching the wrong one. All these indies that are running well. Will Ospreay versus Titus Alexander
from West Coast.
West Coast Pro just happened. Yeah. Heard that was great.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard. I saw some people being like match of the year. Indie match of the year.
I think. Oh, and Defy's awesome too, by the way.
Defy's awesome.
I think the West Coast is really where it's at for indie wrestling. If you want the best of the best from whether it be indies or freelancers or signed talent, they seem to be the companies putting them all together, bringing them all together, delivering great show after great show. And obviously, I mean, that's kind of been that way for a while. PWG's been like that forever. So it's like, maybe, I don't know what's happening. Maybe people don't want to work with GCW. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking about it because I'm like, why is it that social media is so tied into GCW? And maybe it is exactly what we just talked about, is that SEO idea of the fact that GCW is constantly tweeting, constantly engaging with that social media audience, constantly having updates on new shows, new things. And then people see that and they're like, oh yeah, new show. Cool. It's in my area. Oh, well, maybe I'll go. People are constantly talking about GCW. So they're using Twitter as that PR thing. And having show after show after show, people go see the show. But I feel like that's very a short-term thing, because we're seeing it right now play out, is that like people are like excited to engage with GCW online on social media, but when it comes to like, I don't know, they see the show and then do you hear anything about any, like all my experiences with GCW is seeing, oh, there's a new show and this is one of the match card announcements. I hear once the show happens, I hear nothing about it unless Speedball Mike Bailey had a great match. I hear nothing. Yeah. I don't see clips of it. I don't know if, and that's the thing. Is I don't think, the account on Twitter is like very out of touch with like indie stuff. We have a lot of indie stuff on there. A lot of the fan base.
You're probably in it more than I am.
Yeah, like we're very much into that indie scene. We got Independent Waters in that. We got Your Dose of Death. We got a lot of other things. Our fan base likes this independent stuff. But I'm just saying is that why is it that like social media feels, and maybe it's just the circle I run into, right? The people,
No, it's
accounts that I
circled for
follow.
me too.
Why is it so tied up with GCW? And why, like, why, it's that thing. It's because they're watching GCW. It's because they're constantly tweeting stuff out,
right,
and constantly have engagement. That everyone's like, oh, I'm a fan of independent wrestling is GCW. And if GCW is on a downturn right now, then independent wrestling is on a downturn. But it's not.
And,
it's one of the hottest it's ever been.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel it has potential. Maybe it's not the highest it's ever been, but it's the potential to be the hottest it's ever been for the past several years.
Yeah, I was gonna say the hottest it's been in a long time. I mean, I keep seeing people say wrestling's down this year, and I've seen this from multiple people. And maybe it's because of what you're watching. Like maybe you're just not watching the right stuff. For me, it's been one of the best starts to a year I've had. I'm not getting a million 5-star classics, and I'm not supposed to. 5-star matches are 5-star matches for a reason. They don't happen a lot.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm seeing 2 or 3 great matches per week, at least.
Yeah.
Like if you're not having a good time this year watching wrestling, maybe it's time for you to watch something else, some other sort of wrestling.
And I had that personally. In a weird way, I was getting down on watching U.S. American wrestling because I was just like, I don't want to see a lot,
especially indie, right? Because you watched a lot of indie at one time.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm down on it. I really want to watch this stuff. So I started watching more Joshi, Noah, and started like getting more into those sort of things. And that, like, literally, like the past 2 weeks or whatever, instead of watching like American stuff, I've been watching like, let me catch up on the old Noah stuff that I missed, or let me watch the Stardom or whatever. Let me do something, like, dive into it with as much time as I have. Because I'm like, if I'm bored about this one thing, I'm a fan of wrestling. I'm not a fan of American wrestling. I'm not a fan of Japanese wrestling solely. I am a fan of wrestling, which means that I can go and watch American indie wrestling, go and watch American television wrestling, and be like, all right, I need a break from that. Let me go watch Deathmatch. Let me go watch Joshi. Let me go watch just Puro in general. Let me watch Lucha. I watched a lot of Lucha recently as well. Let me go watch some Lucha. Let me go watch and expand that if I haven't expanded it myself, but let me go into the other fields because I like wrestling. And that is what's making me like these things, is going out and I can take breaks from different things. And then sometimes I'm like in the mood of like, man, I really want to see a Noah match right now, and I'll pull something on. Or no, man, I really want to see a Lucha match right now, and I'll put something up on the TV. It's having that idea of like, and I get it, and that's the thing, is I'm not saying that everyone has to be this way. Not every fan has to be this way. If you're down on wrestling right now, that's completely fair and completely fine. Yeah. That's your personal preference. Maybe,
I always just recommend try something else.
Yes. And that's part of what we are all about here on Count is that, like, try something else. Because if WWE is not your thing, maybe you are a wrestling fan and you just need to see something else. Maybe you're going to go watch Lucha Underground and love it. Maybe you're going to watch GCW and love it. Maybe you're going to watch Deathmatch and love it. Maybe you're going to watch Joshi and love it. There's so many different, it's a buffet of options in front of you, and you keep going back to the dry ass chicken.
Yeah, which again, I don't mean to keep harping on it, but like GCW's dry ass chicken right now.
Well, I was saying WWE is the dry ass chicken.
WWE
is like the WWE is
dead
like
chicken.
GCW is like Jello, where sometimes it's good, but most of the time it's not really that good. Jello.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, WWE's. I didn't even think we had to have that conversation. I thought we've been accustomed to that, but wrestling is more accessible now than ever.
Yeah.
Go and get yourself an IWTV subscription and just dive in to the million of archives they have. They have everything.
They're bringing in Joshi.
They have All Japan Women's Wrestling. Not All Japan. No, AJW. No.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're
saying. Yeah, my head broke. I said All Japan and I thought of,
Yes.
Not the King's Road. They didn't bring in the King's Road. They brought in Aja Kong and Akira Hokuto and,
Yeah.
some badass motherfuckers. Go check that out. Go check. They have Sendai Girls on there. They have Beyond. They got West Coast Pro that you and me have been talking about, and we continue to talk about every couple of weeks. We previewed it a few weeks ago. They have Action Wrestling.
Very good. Which is very really, good Southern Wrestling over here.
Which is really good.
We just said they just started the Uncharted series, season 4.
Right. Do they have Mission Pro? No, right?
No. Mission Pro is just like on its own thing.
They have Blitzkrieg Pro, right?
I believe so. They have a bunch of stuff. H2O.
Yeah.
H2O.
Yeah. Well, they got Beyond. I'm going to go back to Beyond. Beyond's really good. Go back and watch some Beyond shows. They've had some really good shows this year.
I love Uncharted. I keep bringing it up because I just love Uncharted so much. It's such a good way to watch like new wrestlers and see them get better like over time.
They have Limitless Wrestling. They got I'm done printing out these random things, but they have Prestige Wrestling. I was just hyping them up a few minutes ago. They have all these companies, and if you don't want to do that, then try the Japanese indie scene. Like there are some amazing things going on there that I think I hype up every single week at this point.
You can get a subscription to DDT, Noah, and Tokyo Joshi Pro
get
now.
The Wrestle Universe. GCW's on there.
That's true. That is true. You're right.
I don't know what shows because they're all random, but then you'll have AEW matches on there, and there's a lot on Wrestling Universe. There are all these subscriptions. So in the end, this ended up not just being about GCW, but really, if you're bored with what you're watching, there's plenty out there to go watch. I think a number of companies.
We implore you to watch other stuff.
I think there are 5 or 6 companies right now that are legitimately must see with their shows. I think there's other companies that are having good matches, including GCW. I will give them credit there. They will put on but the thing is, like, GCW runs so much, I'm not seeing a match from every show anymore.
But you know who else runs a shit ton? Runs constantly, almost multiple times a week. Most of their stuff is bad, but they have good stuff every once in a while. World Wrestling Entertainment.
Bingo.
And that is my GCW hot take, is that a lot of what I see online about like fans of GCW getting like kind of getting burnt out from the promotion is what I saw with WWE fans. Is what we are seeing with WWE fans. It's the same thing of like, this was great, and then it's starting to get, what's happening? Oh, I don't really know. I don't really care. Or whatever. And then you still get your diehards, of course, that love it, and that's fine. But it's just like the same thing of being like most people don't like this, most people aren't into this, most people are, and I'm not saying GCW is bad. I'm just saying that it's not my cup of tea all the time. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I'm not into it. They had their moment in the sun, and that is past. We got to be honest. It's past.
It's so past. It's yeah, I think that's a good comparison. I think it's a really good comparison. Like, if you're a GCW fan, I think I've seen some admit like it's not a good year for GCW. I have seen that.
It's not a good year for GCW so far.
And I think it's fair to think that the Tournament of Survival will be that kind of spark that they need, because GCW is, they're most popular, I think, for the deathmatch scene that they created and kind of have gone away from.
And it's typically a spark event. It's typically an event that helps the year out.
So, hopefully that does it for them. But again, there's so much wrestling, even on YouTube. We got shows posted on YouTube. We got matches posted on YouTube at all times. I'm going to go back to the Stardom thing. They had a Stardom show there over this week that was on YouTube. You can check it out whenever you want.
Blood 2, baby.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a fun, different atmosphere. You got so much wrestling. Please just go watch it. Don't leave wrestling. Don't complain about it. Just try something new. I promise you'll be happier if you do.
But also, to be fair, I keep saying to be fair, but also, if you need a break, take a break. Like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that's like, but yeah.
I mean, neither. But it's like that, because that's the thing, is that when we say when you and I take a break from something, we just move into something else. We just start like, okay, we're not going to talk about this. We're not going to watch this anymore. I'm going to watch this. That's us. That's us taking a break. Right? I'm taking a break. I'm going to go watch this thing instead because I've seen enough of this, and we watch enough that we can move from concept to concept.
Yeah. And if you're not
into it, that's fine. That's fair. If you're not into it, I get it.
Yeah.
So just take.
I understand there's people that don't like AEW. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. They have their faults. Their booking right now is
absolutely. It is, but majority of the time I enjoy AEW. Like this week's show, one of the most exciting dynamites I think on paper in a while. I think on paper, depending on the jokers and whatnot, that's exciting for me. But I feel like personally, compared to fans of these certain American promotions, I'm excited like every week for wrestling because there's always something.
Yeah.
On the weekend. And I'm legitimately sad when there's not because I'm not used to it at this point. So I can't stress enough. Just enjoy wrestling the best way you can. If you need a break, take the break.
Yeah.
But don't make yourself think this is a bad year because of the one or two promotions you watch aren't doing well. Because there's other promotions doing well that's delivering a better product.
I would say this is probably Stardom. I mean, I don't know anything, so I'm going to speak it up to you. Do you feel like this is Stardom's best year they've ever had so far?
I mean, last year was, so it's a matter of can you beat last year?
do you think they're on their way?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, probably. They're on fire. I mean, they have as we said, they have a tournament coming up at the end of the year that looks better than last year's. And I thought last year's was the tournament of the year. So that's exciting. Yeah. I mean, I can't recommend Stardom enough. There's a reason I do the coverage that I do, and it's because I want more people to watch it. I could care less if I get 1 view, 2 views, 3. As long as someone reads it and likes it and wants to now watch it, that's a win for me. And yeah, I think Stardom's having their best. Stardom should have their best year this year, and it's because they're working with people.
Yeah.
That does so much for them. There's a reason there's excitement around it. So yeah, Stardom is worth watching. And if you ever need, wake, nuts, judge, if you ever need some links to certain shows, certain matches, try something new, I got you. You just come to me and I got you.
Or you can listen to the end of our show and just watch what we pitch you for our match of the week. Scotty, what is your match of the week? Look at that! Look at that hot transition, by the way. Perfect transition.
That was a hot transition. Okay. I'm going to do 2 because I want to highlight 2 companies because that kind of goes with the theme of the conversation.
Go for
it.
Yeah, totally.
All right, first one, Dragon Gate. King of Gate has started up, baby, and the main event of the first show, woo, baby, on the 11th. So it was on Wednesday. Yuki Yoshioka versus Yamato. That was a great match. Really highlights why I think Dragon Gate's great and why Dragon Gate's really heating up right now. Just awesome stuff. Lots of upsets, which is really exciting too. Spoiler. And the other one is from Seedling. Yes, this is a Joshi indie promotion in Japan. Arisa Nakajima, who's I think one of the best in the world, versus Riko Kaiju, 20-year-old. I think she's only wrestled for 2 years now. Very good. One of the best Joshi matches of the year. So I highly recommend both of those. Yeah. Check them out.
My match of the week is going to be from AEW because I'm a basic ass bitch. It's going to be the main event, which was Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy. I thought it was a perfect.
I thought people not like that. I was like, how did you not love that?
I thought it was a perfect car crash. Is what I thought. It was.
Oh, it was fantastic! Insane. I love that.
That ladder spot from Darby to the basically missing everything except for chairs. Oh my god, this moment.
Well, he landed on Jeff kinda.
Barely. The chair caught him more than Jeff.
At least, yeah, that. You know what's funny? That didn't make me cringe as much as the fucking swanton on the steel steps. Because I was like, Jeff, Jeff, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it, man. No.
I was like, Jeff, you already kill yourself on every swanton you do nowadays. Now you're doing it on steel steps, my guy. Yeah, that shit was great. Highly recommend.
Very surprised that he won that match too, but I guess I think that was part of it. I think people are more upset about Darby losing than the match itself.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Thinking about it, I had to think about it a little bit harder than the Juice Robinson win, but I had to think about it in the same sense of like, well, it makes sense because then they're just saving Darby Allin versus Adam Cole for a future thing, and that's a way bigger money match. Like that can be a pay-per-view match. So save it.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, I actually want to ask you a question. What do you think the finals is going to be?
We talked about this last week of the Owen Hart.
I have no idea what the men's finals is going to be.
Oh, me neither. What was it?
The women's one, I think we have a pretty clear. Well, no, we don't, because Hikaru Shida is not there anymore. That was a big mess that we don't need to talk about.
Well, it looks like it was ultimately nothing.
I thought it was going to be
miscommunication.
It was something that seemed like hey, can you send this tweet up, please? That's what that seemed like.
I definitely agree with that.
I'm thinking Tony versus Statlander.
I could see Britt versus Statlander.
Ugh.
It depends. I think it, like we talked about last week, it fully depends on who the female Joker is.
I thought it was going to be Tony versus Shida or Riho. So I lost.
You got Ibushi. you got New Japan Cup to Bushi.
I sure did. But that should be an exciting show. Very exciting. Lots to talk about next week. This was a fun show.
We were about to wrap it up early, and we extended for like another 30 minutes.
Yeah, because I rambled about GCW. I don't think I made a single point in that conversation.
I think we had a lot of good.
I think you made a lot of points. I lost where I was going along.
There was a point. I forget what your point was, but it was really good. It was
hell yeah.
It was a very good, open, frank conversation about the American indie scene. I feel like that sort of needed to be happening. I feel like
I'm happy something in my nonsense because I don't remember a single thing I said. I just remember that Prestige card was sick. That's all I remember.
Scotty got what he wanted out of this. Scotty, where can people find you?
You can follow me at Scotty Wrestling on Twitter. That's where I tweet everything. If you followed me last night, I'm sorry. And I'm only sorry because I got excited about Stardom. And if you thought that was bad, oh boy, we got a big summer coming up. Mm-hmm. Me and Ryan sang Hot Boy Summer last week. It's a Stardom summer.
5-star summer. 5-star
summer. 5-star summer. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. If you want to get into Stardom, that's the fucking time, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I am Ryan Knight, so you can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Knight. So you can follow the show. Oh, all right. You can follow the show at CountOutPod on Twitter. If you really enjoy the show, you can subscribe to anywhere you can get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Music Store, whatever it's called, wherever you get podcasts. If you can leave a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we would greatly appreciate it. 5 stars. Little review, leave a nice comment or a mean comment. As long as it's 5 stars, you can say whatever you like. That's the Ryan Knight seat guarantee. Wink. I think that's basically it. We have I have shirt ideas that I need to pitch to Scotty at some point, so maybe we'll get some shirts eventually. Maybe a shirt idea is just a crate that has
Hot Boy Summer.
Hot Boy Summer should be a shirt. But maybe a crate that has 2 packs of ass inside of it. Maybe that's something. I don't know.
I don't know how much we want to sell out. Like I don't know if we want to sell out our shirts that quickly.
Well, here's the thing: is that whose asses are they? Are they our asses? Like are our asses on the line? That's the question.
No.
Like who's drawing? Maybe? Whose asses are being drawn here? That's it for Ring Post Radio. We'll see you all next week. Goodbye.